My name is Kiosha and I have Crohn's disease. Okay, so if you clicked on this video, that means you want to know more about my Crohn's disease, or you have been recently diagnosed with Crohn's disease and want to see what other people's experience have been, or you just want to learn more about the disease. So I'm just going to get started into my story of how I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I'm a recent diagnosis. I just got diagnosed in June, about 2 weeks ago. So this is my experience up until now. So let's rewind and start from the beginning. So let's start in 2011 when I started initially having stomach issues. So my original issues were I was having a lot of bloating and abdominal pain, and I was also having like little chunks of food like come back up. Like I always felt like something was caught in my throat, and I always had to cough, and when I would cough sometimes like little chunks of food would cough up or whatever. And so I went to the doctor and I was diagnosed with GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease, which a lot of people have reflux. And so I started on medicine, which was Protonic, 40 milligrams once a day. And so, you know, I started taking my medicine and everything was good. I was having good results. No more food, no more feeling of discomfort in my stomach area, and no more coughing up food. So fast forward to 2013. About mid 2013, my stomach issues started back up. I would start randomly. It first started out like once or twice a week. I would just randomly wake up in the middle of the night throwing up for no reason whatsoever. Like my stomach didn't hurt or anything. I would just wake up in the night with that feeling that I had to vomit, and then I would throw up, and then I would feel better and I would go back to bed. And so I didn't think none of it. I was like, well, maybe I got a virus, or, you know, something I ate, and let me just watch what I eat. As the month progressed on, then I started throwing up 2 to 3 times a week. And I'm like, okay, this might be a little problematic. I need to see what's going on. So I went back to my primary care doctor and I let her know all of my symptoms that was going on, and she suggested that I see a gastro doctor. And so this was like, if that was happened in mid-June, so I say I didn't, like July I saw her, and I think like the gastro doctor didn't have another appointment until August or September. So but in between that time, you know, she kept me on my same regimen, you know, gave me some pointers on what to eat, not to eat. From July until I saw that doctor in August, I think I started throwing up 3 to 4 times a week every night. Like I said, it was just random. My stomach didn't hurt or anything like that. I would just wake up having to vomit, you know. And it got so bad at one point that I was vomiting one night that I couldn't even keep water down or anything. I had to go to the ER, and they had to give me fluids and everything like that. And then they sent me home, you know, with the same regimen, the same medicine. Nothing had changed, even though obviously it wasn't working. I was on the same regimen. I just had to wait until I saw my gastro doctor. Finally, I saw my gastro doctor. I told him all the symptoms that was going on, and he suggested that I do an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. An endoscopy is a procedure where they take this little flexible like camera type situation and they stick it down your throat, and they go down through your, you know, your esophagus, down through your digestive tract, and they're looking for like any inflammation, tumors or things like that, anything that could make you be having these problems, something that's irregular or not abnormal in that area. So no inflammation or anything like that. So I got the endoscopy and that was all clear. So the next procedure they did was a colonoscopy. So a colonoscopy is the opposite of an endoscopy. They go down this way with endoscopy, but they go up your rectum this way with a colonoscopy. So they take a little camera and they do basically the same thing they do with endoscopy. They go and they go through your intestines and all that, and they're looking for any kind of inflammation, any kind of you know, tumors, little like things, like they're like little, they call them polyps. They're like little, I guess, ulcers or whatever in your intestine, everything, anything that's obstructing your colon or intestine, anything that could cause these problems. And so at the end of the procedure, you know, he comes in, he diagnosed me with IBS, which is irritable bowel syndrome. So irritable bowel syndrome is a common disorder that affects the large intestines. Irritable bowel syndrome causes cramping, abdominal pain, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, and it's a long-term disease. So there's no cure for you. So for that, he didn't change my diet, my regimen or anything, but he did change my diet a little bit. So I started a more strict diet than it was with the reflux, which was okay because I'm kind of picky eater anyway. But so he started me on that, and I would see him regularly every year for a colonoscopy, or if I have any kind of situations or anything like that. So fast forward 2016. So in 2016, like in April, is when my abdominal pain started back up. And when I say abdominal pain, I don't mean like my normal abdominal pain that I have just from being diagnosed with IBS, but different abdominal pain. So this abdominal pain started in April. It was in my lower right stomach area, and it just started one day, and it was like a dull pain. Some days it would be sharp, but the thing about this pain that was different is it was constant. It was every single day. I've never had abdominal pain every single day since I got diagnosed with GERD and IBS. I mean, it wouldn't be sharp every day or a lot every day, but it would be every single day, all day long, never stop, constant. And so I would try to change what I was eating, drink more water, be more active, but nothing was just working. So I called my doctor back, and my gastro doctor, and I was like, I'm having these pains every day. This is different. There's nothing I'm doing different. I don't understand. It's in this right lower area. It hurts. So he told me to go see my primary care. So I went to see my primary care doctor, and she did a CT scan on my abdomen from the pain. So when she did a CT scan, it came back positive for inflammation in my ileum, which is like the colon area. And so she gave me some antibiotics. It's called ileitis. And she said I was diagnosed with ileitis, which is inflammation of the colon area. So she gave me some antibiotics, and I took the antibiotics, and my stomach pain had stopped, and everything was good. And so about 3 or 4 days later, after I stopped the medicine, the pain just came back. It started really dull, really minimal, and then it was back again every day, all day, constant. Some days sharp, some days not sharp. So I called her back, and I was like, this ain't working, whatever. As soon as I stopped taking the medicine, it came right back. So she's like, okay, well, you need to go back to the gastro doctor. And this is the only thing I hate about having more than one doctor, so everybody wants you to go see somebody else. But I went to the gastro doctor, and he was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to do another colonoscopy. We're gonna see what's going on. If she saw you had inflammation, maybe it's not going away, maybe we missed something, so we need to do it. So that was in May. So I scheduled my colonoscopy endoscopy in June. It was supposed to be June 16th. And I would start a 2-day prep, which was June the 14th is when I would start, drinking all the little fluids you have to drink, to clean yourself out and be on a liquid diet and things like that. So June 14th, I started all of that. And then on the 15th at 2 a.m., I started vomiting, like severe abdominal pain, vomiting like every minute, every 5 minutes, stuff coming up. And then after a while, there was nothing to come up because there wasn't nothing left. So I was vomiting nothing, whatever's left in there in your stomach that you don't even have left, I was vomiting. And so, I called the doctor about 8 o'clock. So 2 o'clock in the morning. So from 2 to 8, I had to wait till the office opened at 8. So from 2 to 8, I was just suffering. I was like, I just can't take no more. This is just ridiculous. My stomach is killing me. I can't keep nothing down. I couldn't keep water down at that point. So I called in to the nurse at 8 o'clock, and we went back and forth about what I should do. And he was like, try this and do that. I was like, lady, I can't do none of this. I can't keep nothing down. I can't try nothing because nothing's going to stay down. There's nothing I can do. And, I finally got to the point where I told her, I want the doctor to call me back. I don't want you to call me back, nurse. I want to talk to the doctor so I can explain to him the situation. So he calls me back. And at this point, I am so weak. I can't hardly talk. I can't hardly hold the phone. I can't hardly move. I can't even hardly throw up anymore. I mean, it's just like leaning over the side of the bed in hope that the vomit make it into the garbage can because I was just so weak. And talking to him, he was like, man, Miss Kennard, you sound so weak and stuff. And he was like, you sound like you dehydrated. I said, I am dehydrated. I said, I can't keep water down. I can't do nothing. He was like, well, you're going to have to get admitted. I was like, what? He was like, you're going to have to get admitted. He's like, you dehydrated. You can't keep anything down. You're going to have to come in the hospital and we're going to have to admit you. So that was like at 12 or something. Or maybe it wasn't even 12. It was probably closer to like 3 or 4 because I live about an hour away from where I had to go. So I didn't get admitted to like 4 or something. So maybe about 3, 2:30 is 3. He was like, come in. So I told my mom, I was like, Mom, you gotta take me to the hospital. I gotta get admitted. You know, they want to give me fluids and see what's going on. Da, da, da. So we got ready. We go down to the hospital. And when I say I'm just vomited in the car, we get in the lobby. I can't even check myself in that I'm so sick. Like, that lady was like, ma'am, come check your daughter in because she ain't gonna make it. I mean, I couldn't do nothing. I was just so weak and so fatigued and so sick, and I was just, it was the worst. It was the worst feeling ever. And so then, you know, they finally got me into a room. They started my IVs. I mean, they couldn't even find a vein. I still have a little bruise on my arm from when, you know, they were trying to get the IV in and they couldn't get it in. And I mean, I got stuck so many times when I was in the hospital. And if you follow me, you know, I have some footage from the hospital that I'll insert somewhere here. Good morning, y'all. It's early in the morning. Yes, I'm still in the hospital. So yesterday didn't go very well. Didn't go as I planned it to go. So I'm still in here. But hopefully we can get better results today. And I can get up out of here. Head to the house. So I'll keep you guys updated. Thanks again for the well wishes. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Thank you, Uncle Tub, for the flowers and the balloons. So, all right, people. Unfortunately, I am still in this hospital. And I am starving because I have been on a liquid diet since Tuesday. Would y'all not know what I would give for a piece of bacon, some grits, some applesauce? But no, all I can have is chicken broth and clear liquids. Like, I'm hungry, people. I can't with my life. But I finally got a diagnosis, so they're working out a plan to get me up out of this joint. So hopefully I will be out on Monday if everything goes all as it should be. And I will have a new plan, and hopefully we'll feel 10 times better now that they know that's wrong with me, and we can get this little, you know, plan and stuff going. So I was just here to keep y'all updated or whatever. What I really feel like doing is taking this IV and running across out this parking lot to go find me some real food, but clearly I can't do that. So I'm fit to be in here till they let me out. But I'm doing much better, and I'll talk to y'all later. So when I got in the hospital, I was on a liquid diet from day 1 until the day before I got out of the hospital. So that means I could only have chicken broth and Jello and water and Sprite. That was it, or juice of any kind. So that's all I had. I mean, I couldn't have anything. And then you know, they did another CT scan in the hospital, found out my colon area was inflamed again, worse this time. And then, you know, they did the colonoscopy and all of that. And so, you know, they come in and they started me on steroids. So they started me on prednisone in the hospital in order to get the inflammation to go down while I was in the hospital. So, you know, the doctor comes in, they do the colonoscopy, they talk to you, and they send you on. So a couple days went by and I hadn't heard from the doctor, and I was like, I need to talk to the doctor. Like, what did y'all find? What are y'all doing? Why am I taking steroids? What's going on? So the lady came, she's like, you got inflammation. We're still waiting on the gastro doctor. You know, he's reading the stuff and he's trying to see what's going on, and he'll let you know. So then they both come in on June the 19th, which is a Sunday. You have Crohn's disease. I was like, really? Now, I've been talking and I've been researching, so I wasn't surprised I had Crohn's disease. You know, most people saying, do you have Crohn? Do you have Crohn? Like, well, no, they diagnosed with IBS. It's the same thing. I don't know. So I wasn't surprised I had Crohn's, because most people said I probably did have Crohn's, or I had a really bad case of IBS. So it was one or the other. So I wasn't really upset or shocked that I was diagnosed with Crohn's. It was really something that I was, you know, kind of expecting. So at that point, they diagnosed me with Crohn's disease. So that Sunday they started me on regular food to see how I would do. So I was on a soft boil food where everything had to be cooked super mushy, like mashed potatoes, grits. I could have things like that. Good morning to the dreaded beeping at 7:30 almost. Good news, I did get grits today. So yummy. I probably look a mess, but I'm still in the hospital, you guys. Still here. So I'm gonna eat my grits and hopefully they're good, because the soup yesterday was not. But not complaining. Such is life. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Bye. And then the next day they advanced me again just to see how my stomach would take it. Look, y'all, I got real food. Tilapia, mashed potatoes, a turkey sandwich for later, and some Sprite. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I'm so ready. Look, y'all, what I got for dinner. Baked spaghetti, mashed potatoes, and a roll, Sprite, and some Jello's gonna be good. So good news, you guys. I get to go home tomorrow. Thank you everybody who came to visit. Thank you everybody for the well wishes. I really appreciate it. And I'm running out of this joint tomorrow. They're gonna let me on up out of here so I can go home. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. So everything went well and I got out of the hospital June the 20th. I'm so happy, y'all. My doctor just came in and they let me up out of this joint today. So they said I can probably go back to work on Wednesday. And they filling my prescription and getting all my discharge papers together. So my mom is on her way to come and pick me up so I can go home. Yes, I'm so tired of being up in here. And came home with a diagnosis of Crohn's disease and a new round of medicine. So after taking it, I've been taking the prednisone now for about 3 or 4 weeks. I hate the side effects of prednisone. You know, I can get a whole video about that. And my gastro doctor did inform me that he was sending me to a specialist, a doctor who actually specializes in Crohn's disease. So I went and saw him on July the 1st, and he gave me a whole bunch of information. So my specific diagnosis is Crohn ileitis, which infects the colon, the small intestine area, and it gets inflamed right in there. So he's weaning me off of the prednisone, and I will start Humira in about 2 to 3 weeks after I step down off of this prednisone. And it's a shot I will have to give myself for the rest of my life. It's Crohn's is not a curable disease, so you know I'm gonna have it forever. It's never gonna go away. So that is my story, and I hope to have some updates here on the channel. You know how I feel when I start the Humira, you know what I eat in a day, those kind of things. So if you guys want to see those kind of videos, or you want to keep updated with me, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.